This video shows you how to reconcile a checking account. And QuickBooks can make this almost fun. Well, okay, maybe not, but at least QuickBooks makes it easier. When you reconcile an account, you compare the transactions entered in QuickBooks in a bank account with the bank's record of the same account. The bank sends you a statement that includes checks written, interest, bank fees, and deposits. And most likely, the statement won't match your current balance until you account for checks and deposits that haven't yet cleared the bank. So the first part of reconciling is where you compare beginning balances, enter the ending balance, and enter any service charges or interest. So let's reconcile. Click Reconcile on the home page and enter the date of the statement. And this is January 9th, 2013. In the ending balance field, type the ending balance shown on the bank statement. So this was 40408 and 23 cents. In the service charge field, type the monthly service charge if there is any, and choose the date of the charge and choose the expense account you use to track service charges. But with this account, there are no service charges, and there's no interest either, but this is where you would enter the interest amount, the date, and the account you use to track interest income. Okay, click Continue. And the next step in reconciliation is to compare the individual transactions with those on your bank statement. And you'll mark which checks and deposits have cleared the bank. So first, the checks. For each check or payment on the bank statement that matches one in the Checks and Payments section, click in the checkmark column to mark it as cleared. And we have a lot that have cleared here. And continue checking. And we're almost there. I promise we're almost there. Okay. The remaining checks have not cleared the bank yet. Now for the deposit. If you see a deposit on the statement that matches one listed in the Deposits and Other Credits section, click it in the checkmark column to mark it as cleared. And be sure to verify that the amounts and dates match. And there's only one. Actually, there are two that have cleared. So this one and this one. Now look at the difference amount here. And if the difference shows 0, today is your lucky day. You could click Reconcile now. But let me just show you a few things to do if the difference is not 0. So let's go back here. Let's remove this check mark just for illustration purposes. So if the difference is not 0, you would go back and verify that all the amounts match, or maybe you marked something as cleared that didn't really clear. If the difference is small, and you're not a perfectionist, click Reconcile now anyway and have QuickBooks enter an adjustment transaction for you. So let me just show you how that would work. So if you want QuickBooks to enter adjustment for the amount, click Enter Adjustment. When you choose to let QuickBooks make an adjustment so that the account will reconcile, QuickBooks creates an expense account called Reconciliation Discrepancies to track these amounts. But I won't do that now, so I'm going to click Return to Reconcile. If the difference were too large to ignore, take a breather and click the Leave button. Sometimes coming back to it later is a good idea. So let me just show you that now. Click Leave. And the next time you click Reconcile, everything is just as it was when you left. Now let's just talk about changing transactions during a reconciliation. If you notice a difference between a transaction on the bank statement and what the transaction shows in QuickBooks, for example, numbers were transposed, as in, let's say, this one was 1037 in your records, but in the bank showed 1073. You can double-click to open up the record and change the amount. But let's go ahead and close this, since we don't really want to do that. And QuickBooks can help you locate discrepancies. So to show that, click Leave, and click Reconcile again, and click Locate Discrepancies. Click Discrepancy Report to see a report that shows cleared transactions that have changed since the last reconciliation. So if the bank statement shows a different beginning balance, it could mean that a previously cleared transaction was changed in the check register. And this report helps you track that down. So let's go ahead and cancel this and finish the reconciliation. So I'll mark that little check as cleared, and now I can reconcile. And QuickBooks asks if you want to see reconciliation reports, and we don't right now, so click Close. The steps for reconciling a credit card account are almost the same as for reconciling a checking account. The only difference is that at the end of the reconciliation, QuickBooks asks if you want to pay all, part, or none of the bill. And you can tell QuickBooks that you want to write a check or enter a bill for the payment.